Okay. Freaking A, man. A lot of stuff the car's gonna have to do here. I tried to make this as weird as possible. Undecisive right there. Welcome back to CfTesla. Today we're taking a look at the Full Self-Drive Beta 10.9 or 2021.44.30.10. Like so many of these updates, a lot of the stuff in the release notes are repeats, but let's go through what is actually in here and what we can expect. Of course, they start out talking about suspensions and making sure that you understand what a suspension is when you get kicked off of the beta and how you can lose the beta. We're not going to cover that today. What we're looking at here is the version 10.9 release notes. Now, like much of this stuff, what they're trying to do is just make everything just a little bit better with each update. Some of these notes are so complex, even reading them is a complete tongue twister. So what they've done here is they've increased how the car AI reads and deals with intersections. Something called the Sparse Intersection Network, it said, is the first model to be deployed with an auto-regressive architecture that runs natively with low latency on the Trip AI accelerator chip. Okay, so I mean, we're going to be seeing if we notice a lot of this stuff and how fast it reads it. I mean, really all they're trying to do is do better with these intersection upgrades on predicting the path of other vehicles, what they're going to do so the car can then better interact with what it's going to do to get to that intersection. It says they've made unprotected left turns across oncoming lanes more natural by proceeding straight into the intersection while yielding before initiating the turn. So rather than just waiting to the last, until it's clear and then going, they're going to go through a little bit and then make the turn. So we're going to see if we can duplicate that here today. They've made launches from a stop more calm when there is an immediate slowdown nearby. So we'll see if we can duplicate that. And they've improved gap selection when yielding to a stream of oncoming cars on narrow roads. So there's not a ton of new stuff here that is really something we could talk about. What we have to do right now and what we always do here on this channel is go out there and see if we notice real live improvements while driving. So here's what we're going to do today. So you can see I'm right here in this parking lot. We're going to try to make it over here. We got to go on some main arterials, through some side roads. We're going to try to make it back down over here. Okay, we'll say maybe right over here to this area. Going to tap right there. I'm going to say put a pin in it right there. We're going to try to make this through. It's going to be multiple changes. We're going to go on a roundabout, 2 roundabouts, and see if we can find a way over to this location. Now, the car is not supposed to be able to navigate out of parking lots yet. This is a very confusing thing for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it onto a road so the car has a fair shot, and then we're going to go. All right, initiating full self-drive. So we're going to be going through this road here. Now it's centered me, right? Okay, it's fixing itself there. It centered me in the middle of that road, then realized it was wrong. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to be turning right. Now this is really actually intuitive because to turn left here would seem the most practical, but there is no left turn where we need to actually go. So this is going to line us up straight to go across the main arterial, which is, I'm really glad it went this direction. So we're going really slow here. It's looking at this as an actual turn, but it's not a turn. Creeping forward, there's no stoplight, no stop sign. It's just a regular curve in the road, and it saw that as a turn, which of course that's not good. If there was cars here, I would have to interact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the little record button, or it's going to send a snapshot of all that back to Tesla. Make sure that if you're on the beta program, that you're constantly doing that. All right, so here we go. We're going to have to go across this intersection right here. We have very limited road visibility lines. Let's see what it does here. Okay, good. So it got into the lane on the right here that goes straight. And this is a pretty complex road setup right here. Let me zoom out so you can see what the Tesla's going to be doing. You got people, crosswalks, and right into a roundabout where it's got to find its way through this here. So, okay, green light. So here we go. And it's going to keep to the left, and then, okay, it's going to keep to the left there. I got a little undecisive as I was trying to figure out what was going on. And here we got this roundabout, okay? No cars around. And let's see how it handles this yield right here. Okay, so it's coming up nice and close to the yield, which is a big improvement. Very good. Then it's going to take off. Nicely done. That was actually very, very impressive. Okay, good. Keeping in the correct lane around that roundabout. Excellent job there. Now we have another roundabout coming up here, but first this lane's going to merge into just one lane, these two into one. About right here it's beginning to merge, and it is keeping to the right, which is great. So let's see how we get through this section right here. This is, again, another yield into a roundabout area here. It's a pretty tight roundabout here at Costco. It's putting on the blinker to turn left here. But, okay, so we're going to stop at the crosswalk, go forward a little bit. Ooh, that was good. And then go ahead and go. That was fairly decisive how it made it around that there. So a little bit undecisive right there. Father mucker, that was close. Okay, so the last second through that roundabout, it absolutely let itself go. We need to send that over to Tesla, and that got super sketchy, super quick. Went straight at that curb there. That's obviously not good. Okay, let's try something else here. All right, putting it back in autopilot, going straight here. All right, let's get it down to the speed limit. I want to give it the 100% best chance. Flying over these train tracks. Ugh. Okay, going straight. Good. Person walking there. Now here's these really curvy, windy roads. Slow down, it says. Slow down, I know. It's actually going at a pretty nice speed around these corners. I feel really safe. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything uncomfortable, so that's good. Speed limit's 35. We slowed down to like 21, 22 miles per hour around that corner or that curve in the road, so that's okay. A little bit of a brake check there, darted away from that car, just real slight, not a lot. So let's come down this hill. I'm putting it on right now, coming down the hill, and I want to try something. When we get down to the stop, why are you making me turn right here? No, I want to go to the right. So if I put my blinker on to the right, let's see if it'll make the car actually turn to the right here, like we're kind of guiding it with like a joystick. So the right blinker is on, but I don't actually know which direction it's going to make me turn. Okay. Freaking A, man. What the heck? Okay, so a couple things to mention about this. First of all, I was wrong that I was in fact navigating on autopilot. I did have a destination into my car, which the destination was telling the car to go left there. That's why it turned left. However, the whole craziness about what just happened was that when I went to turn left, before I had the ability to actually complete my left-hand turn, the car went into the oncoming traffic that was going left to right in front of me, stopped there, waited for the opening from the cars from the right to left, and so I was blocking that traffic. They couldn't go anywhere to complete, and then it was going to complete after the opening was there, letting me go back down the hill. And that was one of the updates it talked about in the release notes. And I think that makes sense if you're in a big intersection, you're working your way out, finding your way, and then going, because like a lot of intersections, you're never just going to cross the entire intersection in one opening. But that doesn't work so well on back streets like this was, where it's only 2 lanes. You need to wait for them both to be open to even go past the stop sign. But it didn't do that multiple times today. It would actually go into one of the lanes, stop it, and then wait for an opening in the other lane that I was trying to get into, and that's not okay. So that's what was happening here. Now, one thing I've always wanted to try, let me go in here and press over here right now, and I want to see what happens if I go add. Let's come in here then and quickly switch these around. We're going to take these trips, we're going to swap this around. Let's see what happens to the autopilot system. All of a sudden now it's saying I need to take a left turn. Why would it be saying okay, so it's going to still route me back because it knows I can't get over here right away. So it's going to change around the path. Now what if I change them again? Edit trip, and let's swap these around here. Done. Now it wants me to turn left here. How's it going to handle this? It's not going to actually get over. The car behind me's got to wonder what on earth I'm doing. If I accelerate at all here, it wants to turn left. So I'm going to cancel that because obviously the car can't make that turn and I don't want it to actually try it. Like no matter what, whenever I turn on the new navigation, it turns my left blinker on, which is kind of interesting. All right, so here we go. Nice gradual acceleration. Nothing too aggressive there. I like that. We got a roundabout here. This is a fairly large roundabout we haven't gone through yet today. Let's see how this one handles it here. Okay, so it's going to turn on the right blinker here. It knows we're about to do a little roundabout. We got our backup or our right camera here. We're going to yield at, we need to, okay, we actually stopped at that stop sign instead of yielding. So that's not awesome, but that's okay. So we're turning, ooh, very aggressive. Ugh. And then are we going to make it? All right. Whoa, shiza. I didn't actually kill it. I almost did, though. Wow, that was close. Okay, good. So it made it through that one. A little bit rocky, though, today. I have to say, a little bit rocky today. Let's go do a couple more. Our new destination now is 5 minutes away. It's going to involve getting onto the main arterial, turning off again, and there's going to be a lot of fairly large intersections that it's going to have to deal with. So again, coming on here, no road lines, gravel sides, does this really well. We already went on this road once today, and we're going to be looking for the car to turn right here at this light up here. Okay, swerved away from that truck. It's got a little bit close to us. Good, getting into the correct lane, yellow light coming up, so we should see a nice gradual slowdown here. Right blinker is on, nice and centered in the lane, very good. Okay, so how are we going to handle this? Can we turn? Will it turn right on a red here? Creeping forward it says. Go! See the blue was on there as it detected the blue? So now you can see, okay, got a little close to that curve there. What are we going to do? We're in a bus lane. Okay, got out of the bus lane. All right, we're good. So, I mean, that handled it really well, except that went into the bus lane, which, I mean, that's not awesome, but whatever. I still think it accelerated good, and it got out and got into the intersection really quickly, or the main arterial really quickly, and that's really what I was looking for. All right, so our next turn is in a quarter mile here, and the lane we're in right now actually is a forced, well, let's just see here. This lane does go through, but it's going to be a forced turn lane if it gets into the furthest right turn lane. So let's hope it does not do that, unless we're supposed to be there. I'll have to see here. I don't think we are. So we're going to go through this green light. Good. Handled that well. A little bit of slowing down there, but not bad. I'm going to go back down to the speed limit here, 45. I feel like it's going a little bit fast, but we're going to let it have its own head here and do what it wants. Okay, here we are coming up to the turn. We're hitting the brakes pretty darn hard here. Nice. Oh, that felt good though. It actually wasn't bad at all. Okay, here we go. Made the turn very nicely. Yeah, that felt really good. Now we're on this kind of back road here where this should handle it no problem. Really, when I'm on a road like this, what I'm watching for is, are there going to be any brake checks? A lot of times when you have a lot of trees and you have a lot of poles and cars coming at you on these narrower roads like this one coming, it's easy to have the car do the phantom braking where it goes down 1 or 2 miles per hour, or 1 to 5. But this is looking like it's handling it pretty well so far. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to cancel it. So one thing you can do is you can cancel it. I'm going to have us come up here. I'll put a new destination a little bit further away, a little more tricky, and let's see how well it handles this. Again, we'll have a chance to go through another roundabout. Okay, here we go, coming up to the light here. Loving how they got the line blue when it's actually navigating on autopilot and gray when you're not. Okay, so we're gonna creep forward, check for visibility here, and make a free right on red. There's a green light anyway, so the car just went ahead and went. And then we're gonna go into this roundabout. Now, what's unique about this roundabout is that it's a double laner. And if we're gonna go straight through, that means we gotta keep to the outside of it. And so I'm really hoping it does well here, because this can be very sketchy for all involved. So right now it should be getting into the right lane of these two here options. Right now we're in the left, and if we don't get into the right lane, then we're gonna have to do it inside the intersection, which I'll let it do, and we'll see what happens. But it really should be in the right lane right now going into this. So this is going to be kind of sketchy, I can tell you right now. This is already going to be sketchy because there's people all over this intersection. We're going to first yield for we're not going to stop at the crosswalk this time. Okay, we're going to stop on it. Okay, there's the yield. Okay, we're not fully stopping, but I have it on assertive mode for full stop drive. So that means that it very well, okay, now it's going to want to get, oh, what's it doing? Okay, I'm stopping. I had to go. We stopped in the middle of a roundabout. People were waiting for me. So that is a fail for sure on that one. That's a bummer. All right, so now we got one more little destination here that we're gonna go to, and then we'll kind of summarize up this video. All right, so here's what I want to see. There's a lot of stuff the car's gonna have to do here. I tried to make this as weird as possible. So we're gonna come up here and we're gonna go through this kind of older neighborhood here, cars all over the sides of the roads, that sort of thing. And that's kind of a cool looking house right there with the Model Y in the driveway there. So we're kind of on this back road here. I'm going to slow down to the speed limit here. Again, no road lines, got to navigate its way. It's keeping itself on the side pretty well, so I'm happy with how it's handling that. So it's going to get back onto this little main road up here and then go back through that roundabout another direction, and that's what I want to see. I want to give it one more go here, give it another chance, but this time there's still going to be 2 lanes actually that it's got to figure its way through. So we'll see how well it does here. So we're stopping here, actually pretty good. We're not stopping too far back from the stop sign, so I like that. And let's see how we can handle this here. Coming out of Shiloh Woods, there's a car coming in the further lane. So we're totally stopped, okay? No California stop this time. Going slowly, should be going faster, but that's what it's talking about. It comes out into the intersection before it's making a decision. That's one of the things that said it updated on this one, but so far, I have not liked that. The last time I stopped traffic completely, and it made it really awkward. I guess maybe on a bigger intersection, like in Seattle or something, maybe it would be better because people just drive that way there. It's kind of important, but on these back road small ones, no good. Okay, so now we're coming to not total complete stop, but again, it never really does when you're on assertive mode for full self-drive. Okay, yep, we are okay. So we're gonna go up here. The car's gotta go up, basically make a U-turn, and then come back here. I don't know why it's doing this, but this looks like a real challenge, so we're gonna let it do it. Let's fast forward to that next decision it has to make, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so I don't know what lane we're turning down here. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the car is gonna try and do here, but apparently we're turning left down. No, we're not. Sorry guys, I had to kill it. That was a driveway. It was not even a road. So, thoughts on this update. I like what they're trying to do. The intersections are always going to be a big challenge. There's so much they have to unwind and unpack with making a car natural through an intersection. I mean, everyone does it differently anyway. So, who do you really mirror? What kind of style? You try to do it by the law, of course, but, so this idea of coming into the intersection, then making a choice. Today, it did that when I cut that one, I went into the lane that I was going to be turning, into, and it caused cars to stop. But that's not how you handle that. I should have been stopped at the stop sign completely until both lanes were open, then gone. Not come into one lane and wait for the second one to clear. Can't do that. So I don't really know that was working all that well yet, but we'll continue to track it through future drives. So I think overall, the phantom braking's still fine. All the stuff that was there last time is still fine. It's just that the overall driving experience over today was a little bit confusing, and it was a little bit more awkward than it has been in the last couple updates. But overall, it's exciting to see that they're working on some of these other areas, and we hope to see some big future improvements to come. So thanks again for coming back. Fridays are tip days, so come back for Friday. Make sure you have that bell notification rung, and please consider subscribing.